He called it on. I've said, yeah, go on then, let's fight. Waste a load of fucking time negotiating. The zone offered him the money, and he's bottled it. And he calls everybody else a shithouse. He goes around calling everybody else a shithouse, saying he'll fight anyone. He's going to fight fucking no one. Now you know the script. Big John, the fighting man.
You want to fight that, mate? We'll do it in the ring, under the lights. I'll fight you at Tottenham in 8 weeks' time. Me and you, Tottenham, undercard, 8 weeks' time. You'll get that, 'cause I know you're a shithouse. I know you're not a man. A 3-time Hall of Fame. You might be all at 12 stone, but you're not nothing at heavyweight, my pal.
John Fury is doubling down, and this time he is putting an enormous number on the table. Fury insists he is ready to face Carl Froch in front of a packed Wembley Stadium, with the dream of filling all 93,000 seats later this year. He says he is not backing away.
Question about your son. I will give an honest answer. Constructive criticism, nothing personal at all. Get over it, Big John. You're on about kicking me up the arse when you see me. You won't be kicking anybody. You won't come near me. You'll probably come and shake my hand, and I hope you do, because I ain't got any beef with you. If you want to go down that road of threatening and being stupid
and he wants Froch and his team to stop talking and start doing business. But Carl Froch has one simple answer: sign the contract. Froch has repeatedly laughed off John Fury's accusations.
Wembley Stadium, 93,000 crowd. I'm up for that, my friend. You've had plenty to say. I have. I'll stand by every word I've said. You don't like me. Let's see what you can do about it. So get your people to contact me directly, just me. I'm a one-man band. Let's talk about the business side of it, get the contracts drawn up, and I will fight you Wembley Stadium this year. Don't worry about that. John Fury will not back out of a fight with you, my friend. I know nobody.
That he is scared. For a man with Froch's resume, he believes the idea that he fears any opponent is ridiculous. The former world champion has fought some of the biggest names in boxing and built his reputation on taking dangerous fights.
don't forget, Big John Fury offered out the Cobra.
Where do you want to fight at, mate? We'll do it in the ring, under the lights. I'll fight you at Tottenham in 8 weeks' time. Me and you, Tottenham, undercard, 8 weeks' time. You'll get that, 'cause I know you're a shithouse. I know you're not a man. A 3-time Hall of Fame. You might be all at 12 stone, but you're not nothing at heavyweight, my pal. I'd laugh at you when you me.
He called it on. I've said, yeah, go on then, let's fight. Waste a load of fucking time negotiating. The zone offered him the money, and he's bottled it. And he calls everybody else a shithouse. He goes around calling everybody else a shithouse, saying he'll fight anyone. He's going to fight fucking no one. Now you know the script. Big John, the fighting.
Froch's message remains unchanged. If John Fury really wants the fight, stop making threats and put pen to paper. John Fury, however, has no intention of backing down.
And everybody knows Froch is a tough guy. And if Froch turns up, even though he's an old man now, he's nearly as old as me. No, he's not. He's quite younger than me, actually, Carl Froch. I'm 63. Anyway, but, you know, listen, even Carl Froch, at the age that he is at, would still be enough for John Fury. Now, all of these...
He has branded Froch a first-class disgrace and promised to give him a beating if they ever step inside the ring. Fury insists the constant talking from Froch gets under his skin, while Froch continues to respond with
In the piss. What makes you think we can fill the Wembley Stadium? Me and you. Listen, you're 59 years old. You're obviously not in shape. I'm Carl Froch, the Cobra, Hall of Famer, 4 times world champ. I don't talk about it much, but I once boxed at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 people, and it was a big grudge match between 2 top world level athletes. It's not going to happen, John. Now, misfits are talking about maybe something happening, and if that's
the same challenge. Enough words. Where is the contract? That is what makes this entire rivalry so entertaining. Adam Smith has described the feud as a mixture of banter and genuine tension. Yet even while acknowledging
John talked himself into a situation where what if Calais says, well, I'll give you X, Y, and Z to fight Carl Froch. So I gather the last amount was 2.5 million. And I'm thinking, and Carl's like, and the thing is, I spoke to Carl last week at the Ricky thing, and he said, you know what, Johnny? He said, my man's priced himself out of it. You know, if we say, yeah, it'll be all right, give me 5 million. All right, give me 10 million. He's priced himself out of it. I like John. I get John. I like Carl. Carl's my boy. I respect him. It won't happen. It's just. I know it's bad, but it's fun watching these guys wind each other up.
The entertainment value, Smith admits he would be reluctant to bet against Froch if the two actually fought. John Fury may have size, aggression, and confidence, but Froch has decades of elite boxing experience behind him. And then, there is the question of how the fight would actually happen. John Fury has suggested a bare-knuckle style battle on the cobbles, while Froch appears more focused on making the business side official. Until the money, rules, venue, and contract are...
He gets upset and starts getting silly and starts saying, listen, I'll fight you. Starts calling me out. So just so we're clear, I didn't call John Fury out. And I've got no intentions of fighting John Fury. But like he said, if it makes business sense, so if something stupid could happen, so for him, he wants to get paid. For me, I'd like to just set the record.
Settled, everything remains speculation. Johnny Nelson has added another layer to the argument by discussing Froch's financial demands. According to Nelson's assessment, the asking price may have been enough to make John Fury hesitate. Nelson respects both men, but he remains doubtful that the fight will ever become official. Still, he cannot deny how entertaining their rivalry has become. John Fury has now made his position even clearer. He says that
I'm going to fight, because at the end of the day, that's what I do. And what I want to do, really, is make history. I'll be the first 61-year-old man in history to ever take on a 3-time Hall of Famer in Carl Froch. I can't wait. I can't wait.
if Carl Froch gets him a £2.5 million contract, he will sign immediately. That is an extraordinary demand, but Fury insists he is serious. At 61 years old, Fury knows he is not getting any younger. Yet he believes he can make history by becoming the oldest man to step into the ring against a 3-time Hall of Fame caliber fighter like Carl Froch. It is bold. It is controversial. And it is exactly the kind of statement that keeps the feud alive. But there is still one problem.
Daniel does do anything to drum something up. I think he does want the Froch fight. I think Froch just called him a little bit on YouTube. But, I think Carl got uncomfortable. Darren's a fucking lunatic. So, last thing he wants, Darren still jumping out the ring to you, fucking threatening to choke you and all that, you know what I mean? So, it's the last thing I'd want anyway. So, I think Carl just got off rather than have the aggro of, Darren still in front of him, screaming, shouting and spitting in his...
No contract. Liam Smith has questioned whether John Fury's confidence is genuine or whether this is simply another example of Fury doing what he does best, creating headlines. Smith believes the situation became more uncomfortable once the verbal attacks turned personal, particularly when threats started flying back and forth. From the outside, the entire saga looks like a storm of accusations, challenges, money demands, and promises. Darren Till has also expressed frustration with the way John Fury's camp appears to handle negotiations.
What I've done, mate, it's like my last fight with Luke. It was all, they do this, do that, and then when I go too far, it's like, oh mate, we can't do that. So I'm going, well, what do you want from me? Do you want, are we having it or not?
Bill's complaint is simple. One moment a fight appears to be happening, and the next moment everything seems uncertain. That same frustration perfectly summarizes the Froch-Fury situation. Fans have heard plenty of talk. What they have not seen is a signed agreement. Duke McKenzie believes that is exactly why John Fury continues to dominate the headlines. Fury knows how to generate controversy, make outrageous statements, and keep cameras focused on him. Whether he is discussing Carl Froch or another opponent, he understands how to create attention.
And he knows how to shout houses down and make threats and swear and all the rest of it because he creates chaos wherever he goes. And for whatever the reason, the public...
But attention is not the same as action. Carl Froch has already made his position clear. Sign the contract, and then everyone can find out what happens when the talking stops. Dave Allen has gone even further, questioning whether John Fury possesses the technical ability necessary to compete with a fighter of Froch's level. Allen respects Fury's fitness and athleticism, but believes physical conditioning alone does not create world-class boxing ability. That raises the biggest question of all. Is John Fury genuinely capable of backing?
Yeah, go on then, let's fight. Waste a load of fucking time negotiating. The zone offered him the money, and he's bottled it, and he calls everybody else a shithouse. He goes around calling everybody else a shithouse, saying he'll fight anyone. He's going to fight fucking no one. Now you know the script. Big John, the fighting man, has got no intention of fighting. Whilst talking about Big John, I need to mention his son as well, Tommy Fury. He keeps piping up, saying that a good young one beats a good old one. Tommy,
Picking up his knockout warnings? Or is the confidence simply part of the show? The weight concept has also questioned Fury's chances, particularly his cardio. The argument is that age becomes a major factor when facing a fighter who knows how to maintain pressure and punish mistakes. If Froch forces the pace early, could Fury survive beyond the opening rounds? That is something no amount of trash talk can answer. Only a fight can. Duke McKenzie has also brought the discussion back to money. Froch, he suggests, has never been someone who needs to fight simply for attention. If the financial reward is big enough,
I've never been jealous. I'm happy for boxers that get paid good money for doing the hardest, what I consider to be the hardest sport in the world. So let's just get that one out and cleared and in the open. John Fury, there's no jealousy. I've never been a has-been. Once a champion, always a champion.
So another thing that John said is he's got to discredit Tyson Fury to make himself look better.
Absolutely ridiculous for John Fury to say that I need to criticise Tyson Fury to make myself look better. I don't need to discredit Tyson to make my CV or my career look any better. Tyson's got 4 wins over world champions. I've got 11 wins over world champions. The 4, in case you didn't know, is Cunningham. He's 37 years old. He dropped Tyson as well. Well, that is what it is. He got up to win. 37-year-old.
perhaps Froch could be tempted. Without the right payday, however, why would he risk his legacy? Away from the chaos, John Fury recently reflected on his memories of Dusseldorf, looking back at a city that holds significance from his past. It was a rare glimpse of the...
And then there's Froch, who's been paid to fight. He's used to getting money for knocking guys out. I'm sure if they put enough knocks in front of Carl Froch, in front of Carl Froch, then he might rise to it. But he ain't going to rise to it if there's no money on the table, if there's no end goal. If you want to punch up, you can go out in the street and have that any day of the week.
The man behind the headlines, threats, and confrontations. Carl Froch has his own memories of Wembley. He remembers the enormous atmosphere of fighting George Groves in front of around 80,000 fans. That night became one of the defining moments of Froch's career and helped cement his legacy as one of Britain's most respected fighters. That experience is precisely why the proposed Fury fight is so fascinating. On one side is John Fury, the outspoken veteran who believes he can still shock the boxing world. On the other is Carl Froch, a proven champion who has already fought under the brightest lights and against elite opposition. Eddie Hearn
In life, you know, here in Dusseldorf, and we've got fabulous weather, German people here, you know, it's a lovely place. Dusseldorf's a beautiful city near the river, you know, and just glad to be back here. It's surreal. I can't believe 10 years has passed. I can't look in the mirror though. I know 10 years has passed then. But isn't so good to be back in Dusseldorf, yeah.
Has also backed Froch's ability, saying he would not bet against him in a physical confrontation. Hearn acknowledges that Fury is a big, powerful man who could make things ugly, but he still believes Froch possesses the kind of toughness and punching power that could make the difference. And that brings us right back to where this entire saga began. John Fury says he is ready. Carl Froch says he is ready. The money has been discussed. Wembley has been mentioned. The threats have been made. The predictions have been delivered. The fans are waiting. But the signature is still missing. Until John Fury actually signs the contract and Carl Froch agrees to the terms, this remains one of boxing's most entertaining hypothetical showdowns. Fury believes age will...
37th birthday when I chinned Groves at Wembley in front of 80,000 fans and went on to become an International Boxing Hall of Famer. Now, that was 11 years ago. It was hard for me and I did the weight easy, really. But I was young and fresh and the first fight was quite close.
Will not stop him. Froch believes experience will expose him. Analysts are divided over Fury's fitness. skill, and ability to handle sustained pressure. There is only one way to settle the argument: get the contract signed. So now the question goes to the fans. If John Fury and Carl Froch finally make this...
John Fury, Carl Froch, where does it go for you? Where do you put your money on?
I would never back against Carl Froch on the cobbles. Ever. But John Fury's a big old lump. There'll be some illegal moves in there. Do you know what I mean? But if they ever get close, Carl will be swinging. Do you know what I mean? So...
Fight official, who wins? Does Fury's size, aggression, and toughness overwhelm Froch? Or does Froch's experience, conditioning, technique, and championship pedigree prove too much? For now, the trash talk continues. The challenge remains. The contract remains unsigned. And until that changes, John Fury versus Carl Froch is still just words. But if that signature finally appears, the entire boxing world will be watching.